struggle meals. Whether you had them or not, a struggle meal is basically like something you would make when your fridge is basically just a barren wasteland. You got tumbleweeds rolling around with spider webs hanging there. Oh my god, I can't even pronounce words regularly anymore. But yeah, a struggle meal is like something you would just make if you guys don't have like any food. And if you don't know what a struggle meal is, your parents might be big ballin' right now. They might be rich as hell. Like they have a lot of money or something. I think you might have never heard of a struggle meal since your fridge was gonna be stacked all the time. But yeah, if you know, but don't worry, I am your guide and I'm gonna tell you what a struggle meal is, and I'm gonna say some examples. I will be your guide for this video.
Alright, let's start it with the classic, bread and butter. So I would always have bread and butter if I had like no ham in my fridge, you know, like no meat or anything, since my mom wanted me to eat a lot of food. So whenever there was no like meat or ham, at least in the fridge, I would eat bread and butter. I would put the bread in the toaster, I would apply some butter, and boom, that's my meal. Well, bread and butter is actually one of the most classic struggle meals, well, for me at least. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice actually. And I mean, I really like butter, I like bread, they're really nice. And yeah, it's like a very nice like meal if you have no food in the fridge. Same thing goes if you also put Nutella though.
Now, I don't know if this next one really is a struggle meal, but it happens to me sometimes, you know. It's like with, you know, cereal, cornflakes, like, well, I call them cornflakes, you guys might call them cereal. But yeah, if I have like cereal, and there is no milk, I would, or like my parents would, make me eat cornflakes, or cereal, I always call it cornflakes for some reason, with juice, well, like, just as a substitute for milk. So yeah, like, it sounds disgusting, really, yeah. So, I guess, but also, another one is like dry cereal. It's like when you have no milk, I guess, for some reason. For me, whenever there was no milk, I would eat cereal with like water, well, warm water. Well, it makes you think I would eat cereal with cold water, or juice. And yeah, this has to be pretty disgusting for some of you guys. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this sounds pretty disgusting for some of you, and yeah, I had to eat this. But it will only happen rarely though. It's not very common for me to eat cereal with juice or water. It will only happen if I had no milk. Next one, well, you can just put like, you know, hot dog, you know, like you have like those like sausages, right? Like, you know, those you find in hot dogs. Well, you can also put like bread in between to make like a hot dog, but instead of a hot dog bun, you got like regular loaf bread. For me, it was a bit different. My mom would like cook up chicken, and then, I mean, it wouldn't really count as a struggle meal for me, but I don't think this counts as a struggle meal, but I'm still putting it in the video, I don't care. But still, I would use like chicken and bread to make like a chicken sandwich, but with no other thing, with just chicken and bread. Or I would, like, you know, if I had no food and I was like alone at home, I would also use like air fried food, you know, like those deep fried, you know, deep fried, what am I saying? I meant like, you know, those deep cooled things you put in the freezer and then you have to put them in the air fryer. Yeah, I use the air fryer a lot for like garlic bread and French fries, chicken nuggets, generally just any food that is like possible to use in the air fryer. Since when I am not home, I am the like earliest one to come from my family back from like school or work at least. And well, I might be alone, so I would just air fry food to like stay full, since whenever I had no food, air fried food was the only way for me to like stay full and not be hungry. Since my mom didn't want me to become like my mom didn't want me to be hungry since she wanted me to eat a lot. I already mentioned this before, but still, I'm still putting it in the video. When I have you know, like there's yogurt, there's different kinds of yogurt, Greek yogurt and so on. When I would have yogurt, like there's like fruit yogurt, but I'm talking about like the regular yogurt, like no fruit involved. Just the plain white yogurt. I would put salt in it, and then I guess this is kind of a struggle meal. I'm not sure, but I would like put salt and then just eat it like that. That's how I would when I was a little kid. I would also do the same thing. I would whip up some yogurt, and I would just put some salt in it, mix it up a little bit, and then I would like make yogurt and salt, and that's what I would eat, to be honest. Also, when I was like alone at home, I mean not only alone at home, but sometimes like struggle meals. Well, I really haven't had like a lot of like, you know, struggle meals, or like when you don't have any food, like I said before. Well, my fridge was kind of stacked many of the times, but I knew what struggle meals were, since I had bread and butter. But also like saying like what, like I put jam and butter, or I would also just like combine Nutella and butter in my like bread. I know some of you think that Nutella and butter are not a good combo in bread, but if you say that, man, I don't care. I'm still eating it with that. It's very good, but still, I respect your opinion and everything, but still, it's really good. Other than that, jam and butter. Well, jam and butter, since we didn't have peanut butter. Well, not really for me. I would just put it on bread, and then I would just eat it like that. Sometimes I would have it for breakfast, and just most of these items are just gonna be about like bread, you know, like because I would have a lot of bread at home, like lots of like toast and stuff. I would toast the bread. Sometimes I would just eat bread, like just plain bread, you know, just normally, just plain bread. No like butter, no jam, no nothing, just plain bread. That's pretty much it. And then yeah. Oh yeah, we also got cup noodles, like instant ramen, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like those instant ramen packs, like cup noodle, or they come in like a packet with like some seasoning and stuff. Well, for me, I loved eating like, you know, those noodle packets, like those instant noodle packets, like those little white packets. But I also had some cup noodles at the time, but I didn't have like the original, you know, the not original cup noodles. I would only have some that would like, you know, come from the local like shop, like the local supermarket, where we would like get some food or so, just generally food. And but still, my dad said, or generally my parents say, that it's not healthy for you, which is true. It's cup noodles aren't healthy, but sometimes they can be really salty, or sometimes they can be way too spicy. I'm gonna be honest, cup noodles are great and all, but my dad says they're unhealthy, and my dad says they can cause cancer. God, anything can cause cancer at this point. But still, I mean, instant ramen, I'll only have it like maybe once or twice in a month, you know, maybe like once a month, maybe twice, I'm not sure. But yeah, I bought not the cup noodle one, like the packet ones. Those are pretty good. But I guess cup noodles I will have less often than the packet ones, since I've been eating them longer. Also, like just sleeping on it. Like what I mean by sleeping on it is like just not eating, just going to bed. Now look, I'm gonna be honest, I've never really done this method, but if any procrastinators out there, as myself, I am also kind of a procrastinator. But I've never really slept on it. So if like instead of eating, just go to sleep is, I guess, what I'm trying to say right now. I mean, I guess this kind of does work, since when you sleep, I guess you can't really feel anything because you're like in a dream or something. I'm not sure. Just correct me when I'm wrong in the comments. And yeah, I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded in a while. I was trying to work on my second trailer for the live story, but I guess I just like did not just continue going on with it. So I decided to edit this video, since this was also kind of a good idea for a video. I hope you guys can forgive me for like not posting in a while. I'm really sorry about that. And yeah, I guess this is the end of today's video. Bye!